Pogba cried on the day he signed the contract with Monaco, officially returning after 18 months. Paul Pogba breaks down in tears as he signs for AS Monaco. After doping ban, Paul Pogba could not hold back his tears as he officially signed a 2-year contract with AS Monaco, marking his return to top-flight football after an 18-month doping ban. The 32-year-old midfielder, who has played for Juventus and Manchester United, bowed his head and buried his face in his hands, choking with emotion at the pivotal moment in his career. This is also the first time he has played for a club in his native France. Where you're born with a gift, the world either embraces you or waits for you to fall. Before the flashbulbs, before the headlines, before the €105 million 0 cents fee made him the most expensive footballer on earth, there was just Paul Pogba, a kid from the rough suburbs of Roissy-en-Brie, playing barefoot with a spark in his eye and the world at his feet. Born on March 15, 1993, to Guinean parents who fled poverty and Conakry for a shot at hope in France, Pogba wasn't raised on luxury. He was raised on survival. His mother, Yeo Moriba, was a lioness in disguise, hard as steel, determined to keep her sons out of the streets, out of the gangs, and in her words, away from the abyss. And her answer? Football. Not just a sport, but the one lifeline she clung to, the one fire she prayed would burn through the darkness surrounding their neighbourhood. Pogba, the youngest of 3 boys, wasn't the first to fall for the game. His older twin brothers played first, but Paul? He didn't just play football, he danced with it. His feet whispered to the ball, teased defenders, and painted stories on gravel pitches. By age 6, he was already showing signs of something rare. His coaches said he didn't just outrun kids, he read them, outsmarted them, turned matches into playgrounds. He joined US Roissy-en-Brie and in no time he stood out, not just for his flair, but his vision, his audacity. He wasn't content just to play, he wanted to command, to lead, and he did. At just 13, Pogba had already moved through France's elite youth systems, from US Torcy to Le Havre, where he captained the under-16 team to the national final. They lost, but no one forgot the name, because by now, Paul Pogba wasn't just a prospect. He was a prophecy. Scouts from across Europe circled like hawks, his face lit up youth highlight reels. His performances in the French U16 team made him a national sensation. He was more than just technique. He was charisma, elegance, and raw power fused into one midfielder. Yet behind the cameras and accolades, something deeper burned. A need to prove that a boy from the housing projects of Rosny-sous-Bois could rewrite his family's legacy. That dream would take him far from home to a stage the whole world was watching. For a place called Manchester United. But before he would wear the red shirt of Old Trafford, Pogba was still just a teenager. Talented, hungry, and completely unaware of the storm that would one day follow his name. On 18 June 2010, Le Havre officials confirmed that the club had reached an agreement with Manchester United for the transfer of Pogba. The terms of the agreement were kept confidential. Pogba completed his transfer to Manchester United on 6 October 2009 and made his debut for the Under-18s in a 2-1 win over Crewe Alexandra on 10 October. He finished the 2019 Under-18 season with 19 assists and 7 goals. In February 2011, Pogba scored the same goal in a 3-2 win over West Brom. On 20 February, he was one of 4 academy players given a first-team place by manager Alex Ferguson ahead of Manchester United's match against Wolverhampton Wanderers on 22 February. Pogba was assigned the number 42 shirt. On 3 July 2012, manager Alex Ferguson confirmed that Pogba had left the club after failing to sign a new contract. Ferguson said that Pogba had signed for Italian side Juventus a long time ago, as far as we know. Ferguson also accused Pogba of disrespecting Manchester United, saying, "It's disappointing." I don't think he's shown us any respect at all, to be honest. I'm very happy if the footballers go that way, they're probably better off doing it away from us. On 27 July, Juventus confirmed on their official website that Pogba had undergone a medical at the club, and the transfer was completed on 3 August, when he signed a 4-year contract. He made his first appearance for Juventus in a pre-season friendly against Benfica in Geneva on 1 August, coming on as a substitute for Andrea Pirlo in the 78th minute. Pogba made his debut for Juventus in Serie A against Chievo on 22 September 2012, playing the full 90 minutes. On 2 October, Pogba On 5 May 2013, Pogba was sent off for spitting on an opponent after being slapped in the face. On 18 August, Pogba was the main protagonist in Juventus' 4-0 win over Lazio, which won Juventus the 2013 Italian Super Cup. During the match, Pogba replaced Claudio Marchisio and scored the first goal of the match. He was named man of the match. In December, Pogba won the 2013 Golden Boy Award for the best under-21 player in Europe. For the 2015-16 season, he was awarded the number 10 shirt following the departure of Carlos Tevez, which had previously been worn by Alessandro Del Piero, Roberto Baggio and Michel Platini. On 8 August, he assisted a goal in Juventus' 2-0 win over Lazio in the 2015 Supercoppa Italiana. On 12 August, he was named 10th in the 2015 UEFA Best Player in Europe award. On 31 October, Pogba made his 100th Serie A appearance in a 2-1 win over Torino in the Turin derby, scoring the opening goal from a volley from outside the box. On 24 November, Pogba was nominated for the 2015 UEFA Team of the Year, later being named to the final squad on 8 January 2016. 3 days later, he was named to the 2015 FIFA FIFPro World. Pogba excelled in his team's creative midfield role, allowing him to enjoy more possession and played a key role in Juventus' title win, scoring a joint best 8 goals in Serie A and finishing the season as Serie A's top assist provider with a personal record of 12 assists, alongside Miralem Pjanic. In a match against Leicester City on 24 September 2016, he scored a goal in a 4-1 win for Manchester United, which was also Pogba's first goal for Manchester United upon his return to the club. The day before the Manchester derby, Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola claimed that Pogba's agent Mino Raiola had offered Pogba to play for his team, which Raiola rejected. On 7 April 2018, in the Manchester derby at the Etihad Stadium, Pogba scored a brace as Manchester United came from behind to beat their neighbours 3-2 after conceding 2 goals in the first half. This victory also prevented Manchester City from winning the Premier League title with 6 games to spare, although they later went on to win the title when United lost 0-1 at home to West Brom. In the summer of 2019, Pogba hinted that his time at United was coming to an end, saying, "It might be a good time to have a new challenge somewhere else." Real Madrid and Juventus were linked with Pogba. However, Pogba completed United's 2019 pre-season tour unbeaten in all 6 games. By the end of July, Manchester United had rejected a £27,600,000 sterling 0 pence plus James Rodriguez bid from Real Madrid for Pogba, as they felt it was too cheap, given their valuation of the Frenchman. In United's opening Premier League match on 11 August 2019, Pogba provided 2 assists as the Red Devils beat Chelsea 4-0. In the following match, Pogba missed a penalty as United were held to a draw at home by Wolverhampton Wanderers. Pogba was subjected to racist abuse on social media following the match. On 31 August, Pogba suffered an ankle injury in a 1-1 draw with Southampton, ruling him out for a month. Pogba returned to the United squad for the League Cup penalty shootout win over Rochdale. Pogba then featured in a 1-1 draw with Arsenal, where he suffered a recurrence of the injury and made his 100th appearance for the club. In May 2020, manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer announced that Pogba was fit to play when football resumed following the COVID-19 pandemic. In United's first match since the pandemic, Pogba came on as a substitute and won a penalty, which Bruno Fernandes converted as the Red Devils drew 1-1 with Tottenham Hotspur. On 24th June, Pogba made his first start for United since September in a 3-0 win away to Sheffield United. At the end of the 2021-22 season, Pogba left Manchester United after a series of injuries, along with a conflict with the club that forced Man United to terminate his contract early. Pogba suffered a torn meniscus ahead of the 2022 summer tour and was forced to undergo surgery when physical therapy failed to resolve the problem. He suffered another thigh injury in October. After posting a picture of himself skiing during his recovery period when Juventus were in a precarious situation, some Juventus fans boycotted Pogba and demanded that the player leave as soon as possible. 3 of his 4 seasons were only 10 appearances and no contribution to the team. Reborn from the ashes, Pogba and the failed performance. The contract with AS Monaco is not only an opportunity for Paul Pogba to rebuild his career, but also an affirmation of his never-ending desire and passion. Despite being 32 years old and having been at the top level of glory, complexity and disappointment, Pogba still does not give up. Something that not all stars can keep. Now, when wearing the red and white shirt of the national team, Pogba will not only play for the title, but also for honour, reputation and pure love of football. Fans will follow his every step, not only to see what Pogba can do, but also to witness a living legend trying to rewrite the final programme of his career with field and belief. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button.